Hi Taurus, here is a general look at your solar chart for March 2013, and this is a very progressive phase for you. You've got a lot of planets and the Sun in the same area. The Sun's in there until the 20th. Mercury and Mars will stay in there, and so will Neptune after the Sun has departed from the 20th. So this is a progressive area which is being activated by the fiery energy of the Sun. This is the center of your attention for a while, and it could be full of surprises, but definitely it's a time for hooking up with others, socializing. Group gatherings are highlighted, but also over the wires, and in fact friendships are highlighted as well, so you should be open to making new contacts and resuscitating if you have to older contacts. And definitely it's not so much what you know but who you know at the moment. So everything's pulling you towards the future, and it's like at last the ball's rolling on something. Hopefully that ball is rolling in the direction that you'd like, and hopefully it is your choice, because this is all on a subjective level, but actually on an objective way, generally you feel that maybe something that's been pending is also rolling forward. So hopefully the two dovetail together really nicely, and you should be following up on things. You should be feeling a little bit more innovative, a little bit more open to the strange, weird and wonderful. So that path could take you in all kinds of directions, but as I say, this might be something that you've kind of been waiting for a while now, and you'll have had a chance to perhaps give it some thought before this energy has arrived, which it actually has come into your sign in February. Now, the back end of February. Now, from the 20th, the Sun moves. The Sun goes into a sort of backwater area, a quieter area. It means that things going on behind the scenes are going to be more important. Maybe you get pulled back more into the past in some way, or perhaps you'll have to give something more TLC. Perhaps it's yourself. It's an area of healing. It's also a karmic area as well, and you get lots of brownie points if you're looking after somebody else. If you're giving support to somebody else, but you'll probably be more emotionally sensitive with the Sun in this area here, and just be careful that you don't fall down those same old holes in the road as well, because this is an area where the Sun is in this area. Somebody can push your buttons. But having said that, there's still a lot of energy in that very, very progressive house of your solar chart, even when the Sun does move. Mercury's there as well, getting your thoughts and your conversations and your correspondence, very future orientated, and you may be thinking along new and unusual lines and taking a different sort of tack on something. And definitely connections will be informative, or maybe you're sharing information with others. Venus is in there too. Venus is your ruling planet, so that means friends and acquaintances and group gatherings can be friendly, warm, entertaining, fun at certain moments, but also supportive, and you seen as a support for others as well, because everything about the planetary vibrations in these different houses of your solar chart are both subjective and objective. That's to say, you can steer the energies and channel through the energies, but also you're sort of more immersed in that kind of energy around you anyway, which is coming from the outside. So team efforts will be, I think, fulfilling during that phase up until the 22nd at least, with Venus in that area there. And that altruistic side can be coming out too, particularly from the 20th onwards. Venus enters the same background area as the Sun from the 22nd, meaning that you're more likely to have to do things on behalf of others or because of others. Even when you're not in the mood, you don't feel like being all singing or dancing, you don't feel like going out there and socializing, but kind of sort of you have to. You got a sort of a feeling of, okay, I want to pull in now, I want to just sort of tuck myself away a little bit more, I want to keep my feelings to myself too. This is another thing on a sort of psychological side, I suppose you could say, that you want to keep your feelings to yourself. And really this area here where the Sun and Venus are diving into is the quiet area. I call it sort of incubation house of the solar chart, and it's also of the natal chart as well, where we're kind of preparing, because as a matter of fact, something's squeaking down here, I have a squeaking chair. As a matter of fact, this area here is the precursor to the Sun and other planets coming into your sign. So you need a rest, because when the Sun and then the other planets come into your sign in April, the Sun goes in there anyway, late April, then you know, then really you're running on more revs. So Venus goes into this background area, and that means from the 22nd you should be doing beautiful things for yourself. You should be, you know, doing a bit of pampering, doing stuff for yourself which you know is good for you, but definitely being a little bit self-protective, even though you might get pulled into situations that you kind of wish maybe you didn't have to you didn't have to socialize so much. Or if you are socializing, you're doing it in a very select sort of group, in a kind of a bubble really. Now Mars, until the 12th, Mars continues. Mars has been in this area since the beginning of February and finishes on the 12th. Mars is in this the area of you sharing aims in common with others, and you being very proactive in that area, making decisions, being assertive in the area of groups or with friends or any kind of group gathering or group effort, and feeling it more demanding at times, and friends or associates being more annoying at times, and you having to maybe be the one out in front, you know, calling the shots, or maybe being looked to a little bit more because of that, and again forwarding something which has been on the back burner for quite a while, feeling that sort of pushing forwards. And then Mars from the 12th onwards also dives down into the more serene backwaters of this, well, I say serene, it can be serene, but it can also be very busy, particularly from the 12th when Mars goes in there. So there's an awful lot more going on inside of you than others realize from the 12th probably, but also in your personal life as well, maybe you harking back to the past a bit more. Mars tends to stimulate the unconscious, the dream life, the imagination, making you feel you're sort of seeing everything through the filter, some sort of aesthetic, sort of coloured filter, feeling as though dreams are coming true, maybe for the lucky ones among you, and very much you being active in that background area, or very much you feeling as though there's a lot happening within you, and having intuitive insight, or maybe getting intuitive advice from others. And this transit of Mars here underpins dynamic practices which are nurturing, which are spiritual healing, like yoga, tai chi, qigong, or just walking, or music, or the arts, anything which just takes you out of your small self and connects you with your higher or bigger self, we could say. And of course meditation. So it's a kind of an area which I see as it's like a chrysalis. So there you are, settling into your chrysalis because you're developing something, and not a lot of others know about it. It's not ready to be sort of grandstanded. Is that what they say? It's not ready to come out on stage yet. If ever, you know, some things never are, but it's what's going on in the background that's got a lot of your energy and attention, even though Mercury and Neptune are still in that very progressive area. Mercury's going to be there until mid-April, so your mind is thinking very much towards the future, maybe making plans about something, getting getting on with something. And just be careful with so much energy in this background area, which is a karmic area, that you don't get sucked into other people's stuff. And definitely you should be separating the needy from the greedy during this time. Just to mention that on the 23rd, 24th, Mars is in a certain angle with Uranus, which might make you a bit nervy or jumpy, impatient even. Don't be too hasty on those couple of days there. Then 29th, 30th, 31st, there could be some changes or some intense moments in a love relationship, or to do with money, it can be, or resources. So there could be a bit of a tug of war going on there for some reason, but also it could be some change happening in your relationship, the dynamic there. Now I'm going to speak about the slow moving outer planets, which I do every month in brief, but I'll give the dates this month for which section of your sign each one of them is affecting the most, which can be useful. Jupiter is in a pretty good area. In fact, I think probably just about the top area that Jupiter can be in, because Jupiter, being the planet of abundance, is actually in your money house. So do everything you can until June to splash out on things which you know you need to do for yourself. Now, I'm not talking about anything frivolous or superficial here with Jupiter. Jupiter's actually quite a spiritual planetary energy, and Jupiter helps us to learn through doing. So if lack of funds or lack of experience has been stopping you from experiencing, or rather learning something through experience, then this is the time to really try to manifest that for yourself, and buy that ticket, enroll in that course, you know, spend that bit of extra money on the fuel or whatever it is, or even on yourself if it means that it's going to enable you to go for something which you truly hold to be worthwhile, to be very valuable to you on a more spiritual, not so much an ego level at all. And then Jupiter will really deliver for you. And you Taurians born between the 27th and the 3rd of May, or with 7 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn, which is the polar opposite to Jupiter, very astringent, limiting, contracting energy, but a wonderful energy for building and character building she is as well. So Saturn is in an area until 2015 where you're going to have to work harder at balancing your needs, your requirements, your slant on things, your schedules even with that of others, and at times being keenly aware of how annoying they are, or how limiting they are, or how heavy they are on you. Or in fact you are keenly aware of walking in their shoes as well, because everybody carries a cross of some kind. So you could feel very frustrated with the behavior of those in close relationship at times, but you're learning a lot through it, and you're learning better people skills, you're learning better communication skills, and you're maybe collaborating and cultivating somebody. The thing about Saturn here is that it likes to take its time. In fact, anywhere Saturn likes to take her time. Nothing happens quickly with Saturn, so you're being step by step in certain relationships which are important to you, and gradually things will come right. And you Taurians born between the 29th of April and the 3rd of May, or with 9 to 13 degrees of rising, are going to feel this energy the most this month. And then Uranus is in a very background area, along with at the moment the Sun and Mars and Venus from the 22nd. Venus goes in there, and this is Uranus over these years will be giving you some sudden insights into how other people see you or your behavior, and the effect of that behavior maybe, and maybe you looking back to the past, or considering, you know, your patterns which have been laid down in your psyche from the past, and realizing that some of it just is very counterproductive and you better not do it anymore. and also getting into interesting things to do with that area. We're speaking about yoga, meditation, Tai Chi, hypnotherapy, healing, spirituality, clairvoyance, remote viewing, dream work, whatever it is. Uranus here can really open your eyes to dimensions that you didn't know were there before. And you Taurians born between the 25th and 28th of April, or with around 6 to 8 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. Neptune until the 2020s are going to be in the area of the groups, but also with friends, and you tend to get involved in something which serves the common good. Maybe your compassion can channel through this area, but also your imagination and your artistic ability can channel through this area, connecting you in with groups of like-minded kindred spirits, we should say. But also with friends, you being more compassionate towards friends, and you Taurians, and also having to do a lot more because of them, having to be more sacrifice more because of them. But don't be a martyr, because that doesn't do any of us any good, and we are all connected, aren't we? And so realizing that we are all connected is very much a key feature of Neptune in its long transit until the 2020s in this house of your solar chart, Taurus. And you children of the bull who are born between the 22nd and the 24th of April, or with around 2 to 5 degrees, are sort of generous, sort of at maximum 2 to 5 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. Pluto now in Capricorn is in a very, very strong positive angle to your sign, and it means it's deepening you, it's maturing you, it's deepening your awareness, it's helping you to find the thread of your own personal truth among the myriad twists and turns of human mental constructs and just sort of like, you know, games really that we all play. Hopefully not all of us, but many of us do. So just kind of distilling the essence out of that, and being deepened by travel, religion, or spirituality, shall we say, different philosophies, languages, cultures, and spiritual law. And you Taurians born between 30th of April to the 2nd of May, with 10 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. And that's it for March. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, find them and listen to the forecast for them, because you could just take the little bits that you need out of it and leave the rest. And I'll see you the next time.